without mods. So I'll try to run through pretty quickly so we can get them all in, because there's a couple that I didn't show. So I was going for a little poolside resort kind of theme down here. So this is the stuff you had to do when you had limited resources. So this was the living quarters. A little recreation area. This was just a balcony area all the way around the living quarters. And up here was, I think, the bar.
But that's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
Lounge area. And up here is the power armor workshops. You know, I wanted to make it feel like a lab area. I think I did a pretty good job with that. But the textures look so bland. So then we had defense. So we had rocket launchers placed all around this place. And of course, we have the mortar. So that's it for this one. Let's take one more look at the outside. Oh. Alright, so that's that. I think this is Starlight Theater. Or Star something Theater. And this was built pre-mods. Let's go to the next one. Now this is a pre-mod build as well. Let's take a look. Stand back a little bit and take a look at what I did. So you know you can build way up. I didn't do that with this one. I built over here. As you can see, I have all my power on the top to hide it, actually. So let's head on in. Back then I didn't add a lot of things to it. I built this a long time ago, actually. Did it in first person. So we have the bottom floor. And I might have some generators down here too. Yeah. So I have generators down here. I want to make it look as lived in as possible, or realistic as possible. Now let's head upstairs. Let's keep this quick. So we're heading upstairs. First person looks kind of, I don't know. Let's just go to the third person. Alright, so this is the living quarters. Got beds and stuff in there. Always have to have a bar and recreation place where they sing together. And I think it like wraps around the building, so let's try to find one of the exits. Here we go. So I built these walkways in between, you know, little bedroom areas. And all the defenses is on the bottom floor, I think. Now this is a bridge leading back to the main house. Some people might say it's not realistic because I don't have anything connecting it. But hey, it looks good. Now, and I made a walkway all the way around the main house, the original house. This makes it feel more lifelike. So that's my Albany farm build. Let's keep it moving. My Red Rocket City in the Sky build. Yeah, I did another pixel art, Mega Man. I would have liked to come here in when it was dark, so you can see it more clearly. But it is what it is. We're not really concentrating on, trying to highlight the builds. We're trying to get them all showcased. So on the bottom, I left it pretty bare, with the robots that you can build. I built some robots and some settlements, left them as guards. So it's not much to see here. So we're gonna head up. So this just wraps around. Not much to see here either. And again, not much to see here. We have a room where we keep all the generators to power this settlement. So we have that hidden. But where all the action is, like I said, this is the city in the sky. So we're going up top. Bam. It comes to life. Pops. And the rocket has to highlight.
You should know, people have been complaining a bit about the bed situation.
Shut up. Be grateful that you got somewhere. Alright, so we have, houses all around the top. Not much to see here. But this is where they spend all their time. We have the main house. I always try to build a main house. And each settlement where I would like to actually be. Is there one more floor? I guess not. I guess I didn't really fit too much into this upper part. I thought I would have had decked it out a little more. Alright, so that's basically the Red Rocket Inn, or Red Rocket Station. I forget what it was called. So let's keep it moving. Now this is my alert build. I wanted to make columns, but as you can see, it kind of sucks. So let me see if I can get into this place. Still not, can't jump high enough to get in. Alright, right here looks like I can actually. It is a way to get in here though. So this is it. I made it wide open. Actually, it still looks pretty nice. I like it. Now I know there's some guys that can do this without having the wires. I'm not one of those guys. Not yet. So, but with the mods release, I'm pretty sure we all can be that guy. So that's what that looks like. Just want to have a big open Coliseum kind of feel to it. We have the statues in the front, so this will be the front. So I'm gonna jump down so we can get a look at that. Let's turn around, and there you are. There you have it. But there's still a little more to it, so let's just run back in for a second. This guy is always right there. I guess it's... Now this was the original settlement. I just built over it, actually. I built these long stairway. Now this is the things that we had to do before mods. This is what I had to do to make my settlements look nice.
Easy living, they say.
And it still looks, it still looks pretty good. Up here is,
My back hurts, my feet hurt,
living area.
Crops have been growing pretty good.
Well, it looks like we're being attacked by somebody. They never last long. This place is surrounded with all kind of defense. We have rocket launchers. Look at this. I mean, it's nothing. It's going to approach this place without getting blown to bits. Alright, so I guess he came from this way. Everybody's over there. Alright, so we're going to go jump back out now, and we're going to move on to the next settlement. Now, I think the last one that we have, I have other settlement builds, but it's not, they're not, you know, complete. You know, you start building something, then just move on with the story or whatever the case might be. So let's go on to the last one now. This last one is just going to be part of the DLC, I think, the last package that came out. So let's jump into that for DLC. As you can see, I took advantage of the whole island. I have a lookout post. This time I'm using supports. Now is the path leading up to the cabin. I filled this with 2 buildings, one building on this side, and one building on this side. This is the science labs. Let's proceed up the path. The path is guarded by turrets and rocket launchers. If you turn to your left, you have the barracks. Up top, you have missile launchers and 4 or 5 guard towers. Let's go inside the barracks. You just have a lounging area and a few beds. This side is the only pressure plate activated anything I have in the game. Outside the barracks, you have the water machines. Let's proceed on. To your right of the path, you have the tech labs. Inside the tech labs, we have power armor stations, armor, wearing. We have a lot of armor standing around on mannequins, and a lot of power armor stations that we haven't actually used. Upstairs, we have work stations, computers. Well, they're actually TVs, but we have them set up like computers. Alright, we also have an elevator, but we're not going to use it. It's going to take too long to actually get down. So let's continue on through the settlement. That's the main cabin. That was the only thing that was here before we started building. Oh, well, yeah, and the barn as well. So the barn, we purposed into a bar. I don't know how that guy is standing inside the table. Outside the bar, we have a sitting area, statues. All this was built with all the Far Harbor DLC content and building supplies. The different textures for the concrete. We have a basketball, little hoop. Up here, I wanted to have it like a fighting competition. Now, in the mods that I'm seeing now, I saw that you have a big giant fighting arena, so that's going to be fun to play around with. Now, I put lights in the ground, and then put the concrete over it to make it look like this, lit up like this. It'll remind me of Billie Jean, the Michael Jackson video. Alright, so everybody come out to watch the fights. And you can get your people to do that by putting a bar wherever you want people to gather. Now, beyond the arena, we have the living quarters. Now we have mannequins set up because people don't always like to be in here, so just to make it feel more realistic, I put mannequins in there with clothes. So this is a back path around everything, and that's it for this settlement. Next up, we're gonna have I think it's a theater in the DLC. I think that's everything, yeah. So that's everything. So let's check out the next settlement. This will be the last base build walkthrough from the pre-mod era for me. So let's take a look at the visitor center. So I made it where it's walled off. I walled it off all the way around. This would have been the parking lot. As you can see, I built up. So let's take a look. So I turned the parking lot into a little town area. The big house. If you're familiar with the place, then you'll know what I've changed. I'm pretty proud of this build too, just with the little things like the crates and barrels. You can make it look a little bit more like it came in. It was actually part of the game. So, as you can see, we had some raiders try to attack or something. I didn't clean that up. So it's two paths you can take. You can take the path that'll lead you to the front of the center, I think, and all the way around. But we're gonna take this path to the right. Now, this is the main house. Didn't really do much there. I wanted to leave it for farming, but I did put security post up here. So that's how that looked from the front. So we're going to continue up and around. Defenses all around, always. And this will be the big man's house, the big house. And again, we got defenses all around. I really have fun with this build. So this is the big man's house. It's only 2 beds in here because, you know, you don't really have to share his own TV area. So if this was The Walking Dead, this would be Negan's place. Alright, so I got a little basketball court down here with the scoreboard, makeshift scoreboard anyway, and that wraps back around to the front. And one of my favorite features about this place is this little hidden campsite. So you can go down the stairs into this little hidden nook. And, you know, you have a bench over here. You can sit down and chill. I really like this part. I didn't delete the trees. I left a little campfire. I added the little fish. I think it's pretty good. So that was the pre-mod builds. Next time we're going to start our builds, but I might have to delay that due to the fact that I got to look at that Final Fantasy. That game looks awesome. So I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. It's been your boy Painoreally, and I'm out. Okay, so now here we are with Longfellow's cabin. Now I'm pretty proud of this build. It took me a little bit of time. Actually, not as long as Spectacle Island, but this is what I came up with. So I made a bridge watchtower, connecting 2 watchtowers, and I actually made supports for it. I forgot that I had 2 builds in the Far Harbor DLC. Now this is another building I have built with 2 watchtowers up there, and I made the long ditch path, you know, guarded with guns, and we have the science labs overlooking the path up to the actual settlement. This is highly populated. Man, you messing up my video, bro. Awesome. Man. Awesome.
I'll help you repair them. Sounds good. If we work together, we can get them fixed.
So now we just jumped into a mission, bro. I tell you. That's awesome. So now we gotta jump into this mission. I tell you, these guys always need something. Alright, so we'll continue the walkthrough in just a second. What the hell? Whoa, what is that? Whoa. I forgot how to play for a minute. Wow, alright. We need to repair them fog condensers. Come on, reload. What is it? You killing my citizens, bro. Who's shooting them down? Stop shooting the damn. Oh, wow. So we're gonna just reload that.